Hey everybody, welcome to Moving Inward and Onward. I appreciate you stopping by. This week we move inward and I'm going to tell you 5 practices for living New Earth now. I am a New Earth representative and I consider my book, Traveling Home Together, a New Earth handbook, if you will. New Earth is a state of consciousness, and an elevated state, whereas one is absent of ego and living out a harmonious flow with the universe. New Earth is living from a remembered state because you remember who you are and why you're here. It's living heaven on earth now. Living New Earth is living outside the matrix, even though you're living in the matrix. I endeavor to resonate in a New Earth state of consciousness more often than not. I do pretty good. And I'm more readily aware when I'm not resonating, operating, or functioning from that state. And I have tools that assist me in returning to that state. More importantly, there are 5 practices that I do that assist me in remaining more often, hours, days, weeks, within that harmonious state of flow. My first daily practice is meditation. I meditate for 20 minutes every day. It's the only way that I stay aligned with my soul self and keep it in the front seat and my ego in the back seat, serving its general purpose. The inner landscape of our being is vast and loving, comforting, wise, encouraging, peaceful, calm, blissful, and void of time. Now, who wouldn't want to spend 20 minutes or so getting loved on in such a way? It is that practice done consistently that's the game changer of all practices. Another practice done daily is movement. I move my physical body either way by some form of exercise every day. I hike twice a week, and the days that I'm not hiking, I'm stretching for at least 15 minutes. I do a mixture of yoga poses, and qigong movement, energy work. This body, vessel, avatar, a host, whatever you want to call it, it's all we got. And I promise you, if you don't move it, you will lose it. Motion is lotion. Movement is one of the essential practices those living New Earth now do. New Earthers also practice engagement with the elements. The sun, moon, and stars are core elements to our well-being. As they are, we are. A practice of engagement with the elements of the universe is instinctual when you're living New Earth now. It is how our ancestors communicated with the universe, something that was stripped away from us as organized religion organized us into a different form of communicating, a form of worship and praise and feeling unworthy, unable to praise and thank an external God enough, the external God that sits high and looks low. I drink in the sun's energy until I'm full. I set a glass of water out, covered in plastic, on a full moon to be energized, and then I drink it. I follow reputable astrologists and numerologists as it pertains to me specifically, my sign and my life path number. Now, I don't plan my life around what the cards or astrology or numerology says, because my soul self is driving. Therefore, I'm able to chew the grass and spit the sticks. What is meant to resonate does, and what doesn't falls away. It's not so much the rituals I engage in with the elements, as much as it is the intention set for the engagement. We're one with the universe, and practice in engaging with the core elements of the universe helps keep me mindful of that connection. The practice of seeing, sleeping, eating, and eliminating is the fourth of the 5 practices for living New Earth now. I am fortunate that I live in a society where there's no fast food restaurants around at all. I live in a small town next to the largest lake in the country of Mexico. Now, while living in the States, I was a fast food junkie. And I'm totally aware of the challenge it would be for me to eat healthy if I still lived in the States. I remember this one commercial where a man was at the gym and he jumped off the scale and ran around the gym and then jumped back on the scale to weigh itself and then hit the scale in anger because, it hadn't changed. I know that the struggle is real. All I can say about the practice of seeing is that those living New Earth now practice eating light foods, colorful foods, and energizing foods, which result in good sleep and elimination patterns. So, how are you sleeping? What was the last meal you had? And when you get up in the mornings, do you sit right down? Or do you need stimulants of some sort to get that part moving? Think about it. Seeing is the practice, 4th practice. The 5th and final thing those living New Earth now practice is having fun. I posed a question to the Soul Stirs Facebook group, which you are welcome to join. The link is in the description. And I asked them, what's the most fun you've had recently? So I'm asking you that too. What's the most fun you've had recently? Yes, for those who live in the matrix, the practice of having fun is extremely important. One must practice having fun, and not the matrix definition of what fun looks like. When was the last time you said, "Oh, that was fun"? And you meant that from the very depth of your being. The kind of fun that makes you smile and giggle and even bust out laughing just thinking about it. It's been a while, huh? Yeah. You're going to have to stretch yourself in this area. Having the day off, catching up on errands and house cleaning, etc., is not fun. It's responsible. Fun is defined as enjoyment, amusement, or lighthearted pleasure. Those living New Earth now practice seeking out enjoyment, amusement, and lighthearted pleasure. What do you enjoy? What do you enjoy? Enjoyment doesn't always have to be planned. Stay away from saying things like, when I go, or when that event takes place, or when I go on my trip, then I'll have fun. You know, sometimes it's hard to schedule fun. Completing this sentence might help you get started. I'm today because I enjoy it. It's fun. You fill in that blank. You fill in that blank because you enjoy it and it's fun. We're actually fulfilling our purpose when we practice having fun. That's what we're really here to do. Really and truly. We are here to explore, create, experience, and have fun. The sooner you begin practicing meditation, practicing movement, practicing engaging with the elements, practicing seeing, and practicing having fun, the sooner you begin living New Earth now. So next week, we'll move onward with chapter 8 of my book, Considerations, A Guide for Moving Abroad. It's entitled, Consider Family and Friends. And as always, one light, one love. See you next week.